Hi, my name is Lisa Marie Stabile, and today I'll be presenting my lesson on living versus non-living things. This lesson is geared towards kindergartners, so let's get started. Alright everyone, so who can tell me about the different objects that I have on my board? We have a tree, a car, a flower, a teddy bear, a chair, a pencil, a baby, and a watermelon. How are these objects similar? Some are red and some aren't. Very good. Some are outside and some go inside. Great. So what if I wanted to make a chart to sort them or to organize them into two different groups? We've talked about sorting before. So how would someone in our class sort them? Come on up and try. Okay, so you would put this here, and the rest here. So why are they sorted that way? You have the teddy bear, the watermelon, and the car, and then the plant, the tree, the baby, the chair, and a pencil. All of these have red on them, great, and those don't. That's true, right? Does everyone agree? That is one way to sort them, great. Can anyone else sort them for me? Okay. So Sarah she put a tree and a sunflower here, and then you have a watermelon, a chair, a baby, a teddy bear, a pencil, and a car. What are your categories? A tree and a flower are plants and the rest are not. Okay, but what about a watermelon? Is a watermelon a plant? It starts off as a seed, right? And it grows? Yeah, so if you were sorting it that way, then we would have to include the watermelon on this side. Awesome job. Great. So when we sort or classify objects, we need to know what we're comparing them or how we're comparing them. So scientists do this all the time to learn about the world around us. So today, we are going to be acting like scientists. But the way we are going to sort our objects is by living or non-living. So what exactly does living mean? Hang on 1 second. So here I have my 2-column chart, and I have living and non-living. What does living mean? Are you living? Am I living? Yeah. What about the chair? Is the chair living? No. Is the wall living? No. How do we know? So living things are anything that has been or is alive. Anything that has not been alive or is not alive is a non-living thing. So how can we tell? So scientists ask 3 important questions when they're trying to figure out if something is living or non-living. They ask themselves, does it need air? Does it need food or water? And can it grow? Can everyone repeat those questions? Does it need air? Does it need food or water? And can it grow? Awesome job. So now that we know how we're going to sort the objects, let's ask ourselves these questions and figure out if it's living or non-living. So again, does it need air? Does it grow? And does it need food or water? Does everyone know what these questions mean? Specifically, does it need air? What does that mean? So for people, or animals, we breathe, right? We're taking in oxygen. That means we need air. If we could not breathe, we wouldn't survive. But what about plants? We've learned about plants before. Do they need air? Yeah, they need air. They help us breathe and we help them breathe. So thinking of those questions, let's start with a pencil. Does a pencil need air? No. Does it need food or water? No. Does it grow? It changes in size, you're right. It can start off big and then get smaller. But is that growing? No. So this would be non-living. Everyone put a thumbs up if you agree that it's non-living. Great. Awesome. So we'll put that under non-living. Now let's start with a teddy bear. So again, let's ask ourselves the question. Does it need air? No. Does it need food or water? Nope. Does it grow? No. Some people, you have a really big teddy bear? Okay. You can have a big teddy bear, you can have a small teddy bear, but does your teddy bear change? No. So it is non-living. Everyone agree? Great. All right, what about the next one? A sunflower. Does it need air? It's a plant. Yep. Does it need food or water? So a sunflower might not eat food like we do, but does it need water to grow? Yeah. And does it grow? Yes. You've seen really big sunflowers, right? Yeah, they can go really, really high, all the way up to the sun. So, is it living or non-living? Living? Who thinks living? Great. So let's put it under living. Next is a watermelon. So before we talked about that it is a plant. So does it need air as a plant? Yes. Does it need food or water? When it starts off as a little seed, like we say, does it need food or water to help? Yep, it helps it grow. So does it grow? Yes. So is a watermelon living or non-living? It's living. That one's a little bit tricky. But that's why we have to use our brains and ask ourselves these questions to figure it out. Okay, let's do a chair next. Does a chair need air? No. Does it need food or water? No. Does it grow? So is it living or non-living? Non-living? Great. And a car. Does it need air? No. Does it need food or water? It needs gas, but is that food or water? No. And does it grow? I've never seen a car grow. So, have you guys? I didn't think so. So, living or non-living? Non-living. Everyone agree? Great. Next, we have a baby. Do babies need air? Think about, we were all babies once. Do we need air to live? Do we breathe? Yep, we need air. Do we need food or water? Yes. And do babies grow? Yes, we were all babies one time. Great. So that would be living. And finally, a tree. Does it need air? Like we said before, all plants need air. Does it need food or water? Yes. And does it grow? Great. So everyone put a thumbs up if you agree. Awesome. It's living. Awesome job. So now that we sorted things together, living and non-living, you are all going to get a living versus non-living checklist and an object. Everyone's going to get their own sheet and their own object. So some people may have a bird, a rock, a baseball, a mouse, and with your object, you're going to use your checklist to figure out if it's living or non-living. So when you get your sheet, you're going to write your name, and the directions say, use your checklist to help determine if your object is living or non-living. Put a check mark in the box to show your thinking. Make sure you write your name of the object that you are working with. So, for example, if I got a baseball, I would write my object, baseball. Don't worry about spelling for now because more importantly, we're trying to figure out if it's living or non-living. So try your best and sound it out. And then I would look at my object and think about the questions. Does it need air? No. So I wouldn't check it. I could put an X if I want. Does it grow? Nope. Does it need food or water? No. So I said no to all three questions. So is my object living or non-living? It's non-living. So then I would fill in the sentence with the name of my object and if it's living or non-living. So I would write, a baseball is a non-living thing. Great job. So everyone's going to go back to their desks. I'm going to give you your own checklist, your own object. You're going to figure out if your object is living or non-living. So now that everyone has had a chance to finish their worksheet, I'm going to have some volunteers come to the board and show their work, and together we can agree if their object was living or non-living. So we're going to look at Jake's work. So Jake had a snake. So here's his picture. Here's his work. He said his object is a snake. Can it breathe or does it need air? He said yes. Does it grow? He said yes. Does it need food or water? Yes. So, snake is a living thing. Great job. Everyone agrees, right? Awesome. Now let's look at Rambier's work. Rambier had a tractor. So does it need air? He put an X. Doesn't need air. Here's his tractor for reference. Does it grow? Nope. He put an X. Does it need food or water? No. So he wrote, a tractor is a not living thing. So awesome job. It is true that it is not living, but with scientific terms, we would say non-living. That's an important part of our lesson that we have to classify as living or non-living. Do we still know what he meant? Yes, but it's important that we use the correct vocabulary when we're being scientists. All right, great job, everyone. So for an extension of my activity, if there was time, I would bring students outside to the playground and we would take pictures of things that we found that were either living or non-living. So within a school playground, you could see grass, trees, bushes, maybe a squirrel, maybe birds, playground equipment, the school building. So there's a lot of things that students would be able to identify by asking them 3 questions. If we were to do that, we could still bring a checklist with us to help organize our information. And then after being outside for a couple minutes, we would come inside and make a scrapbook of what we found on our nature walk. So to do that, I would simply use materials in the classroom, paper, markers. I would display the pictures for the students. Out of convenience, I would have them draw the objects and label them rather than printing all the pictures. So that would be an extension activity if there was time. To continue practicing this lesson, as students grow and progress through the different levels of education, they would learn more in depth about living and non-living objects. I only presented them with the 3 questions. Does it need air? Does it need food, water? Or does it grow? Building on that knowledge, there's obviously more information about adapting to change and other things like that. So as students learn and as this lesson continues, they would develop that knowledge. To support struggling learners, I would provide books on non-living and living objects that helps explain information better. I also could provide different videos about non-living and living things to introduce different types of formats for learners. And then for an accommodation or differentiation, for students that may not have the ability to write, I would have them use a cut and paste sorting activity. So all they would have to, it would be the same thing. They would cut and paste the different objects. They could use the checklist as reference, and they would just have to separate the items into living and non-living. So that is my lesson. Thank you.